They didn't just ask Meghan Markle to step back, they redirected her, removed her, quietly shut doors in real time, and what looked like awkward little moments on camera suddenly start forming a pattern that feels impossible to ignore. Because when you line them up, one after another, from royal carpets to private rooms, from glittering galas to silent exits, it stops looking like coincidence and starts looking like something much bigger hiding in plain sight. It begins with that moment in Morocco, the kind of moment that lasts seconds but echoes for years. Prince Harry walks toward the ceremonial red carpet, a symbol of rank, of protocol, of hierarchy, so precise it leaves no room for interpretation. Meghan Markle steps forward too, just a step, just enough to be seen, and then suddenly a staff member appears. Quiet, controlled, immediate, a gentle redirection, but firm. Not here, not this path, not this moment. And just like that, the visual splits. Prince Harry continues alone on the carpet. Meghan Markle walks beside it, not behind, not ahead, beside, close enough to be seen, far enough to be separated. And people noticed. They always notice the small things, the glance, the pause, the expression that lingers just a second too long. No explanation, just silence. And silence in this world always speaks louder than words. Then the Children's Hospital Los Angeles Gala, a night that was supposed to be polished, controlled, glamorous. Meghan Markle arrives looking exactly how you'd expect. Composed, camera ready. But then the whispers start before the cameras even settle. Was she on the list? Was she expected? Why are there conflicting stories before the night even unfolds? And then the exit, not the grand front exit with flashes and smiles, but a side exit. Quiet, controlled, almost hidden. And suddenly the narrative fractures. Some say she was escorted out. Others say she was inside all night. Some insist she sat with Jimmy Kimmel. Others point out there isn't a single photo proving it. And that's where it gets strange. Because in a room full of cameras, how does one moment disappear completely? Unless it was never meant to be seen clearly in the first place. Did Meghan Markle get kicked off the red carpet at the Children's Hospital LA Gala? Let's put it this way. I've got a clip for you guys. Honey, it doesn't look pretty. And just when you think it's just noise, just rumors spinning too fast in other storylines, Meghan Markle traveling back, hoping for something bigger. A meeting, a reset, a moment that could shift everything. King Charles. 47 minutes. Not an hour. Not a conversation that drifts and softens. 47 minutes structured, measured, contained, no photos, no statement, no acknowledgement, nothing, and afterward, a single image. Meghan Markle leaving. And suddenly, the internet fills in the blanks. Was it disappointment? Was it rejection? Or was it simply protocol doing what protocol always does, drawing invisible lines no one is supposed to cross? Meghan Markle felt humiliated on Prince Harry's most recent UK trip, and that the trip turned into a nightmare, forcing Markle and her children to return home to California earlier than they had hoped. But the pattern doesn't slow down. It tightens. King Charles' 70th birthday, a celebration, a gathering, a moment meant to feel warm and unified. But inside that warmth, something shifts. A comment, a whisper. Meghan Markle wanting to leave. Camilla hears it, passes it on. And suddenly, King Charles steps in, not loudly, not dramatically, but decisively. Your car is waiting. Time to go. No scene, no argument. Just an ending that arrives earlier than expected. And again, people debate it. Was it courtesy? Was it control? Or was it something else entirely, a quiet enforcement of boundaries that had already been set long before anyone noticed? Then the world shifts to California. News circles, private clubs, closed doors that only open for the right people or stay closed permanently. And here, the rumors take a sharper edge. Invitations that don't last, memberships that quietly disappear, stories about paparazzi showing up where they shouldn't, stories about attention following too closely, too consistently. And one claim stands out because of how casually it's said, as if it's already accepted truth. Well, the one place they were hanging out in LA, they actually, like I heard from people in LA, that they actually got barred. What happened? Well, the private members club where they organized to have paparazzi outside in West Hollywood, they're not allowed to go back. And suddenly, it's not just about events anymore. It's about access. Who gets in? Who stays in? And who quietly doesn't? Then comes Invictus, a space built for something bigger than headlines, something bigger than personalities. And yet, the conversation shifts again. Not confirmed, not fully proven, but repeated enough to feel real. Sponsors uncomfortable. Tension building. A moment behind the scenes that spills just enough to be noticed. Meghan Markle has been forced to leave the Invictus Games, axed by Prince Harry after another PR disaster. The reasons behind this are extraordinary. There is a lot behind the scenes that you don't see and hear about, and that is what I heard about her being told to leave. There were issues with the sponsors and that they did not want her there. There was a big blow up around it, and eventually she just ended up leaving, and I think because it was so abrupt, it wasn't planned. And now the question starts forming. Not loudly, not directly, but it's there. Why does the same pattern keep repeating? Different places, different contexts, different people, but the same outcome. Redirected, removed, asked to leave. Quietly or publicly, gently or abruptly, but always with that same underlying shift. And then the story goes further back into a place where no cameras were rolling, no headlines were waiting, Northwestern University. A rumor that refuses to disappear no matter how many years pass. Eyelash glue, a prank that went wrong, medical attention, removal, suspension, return. It sounds chaotic, almost unbelievable, and yet it keeps resurfacing, threading itself into the larger narrative like a missing piece that might explain something deeper. There's no confirmation, no official record that closes it cleanly, just repetition. And repetition over time starts to feel like memory, even when it isn't. But then comes the moment that feels impossible to ignore: the Met Gala, the event where visibility is currency, where presence defines relevance. And when the list drops, full of names that dominate headlines beyond, Venus Williams' one name is missing: Meghan Markle. And suddenly, absence becomes louder than presence, because this isn't a random event. This is controlled, curated, decided by one person who holds the gate tighter than anyone else, Anna Wintour. And the whispers around that absence don't stay quiet for long. Oh well, Anna Wintour has just banned Meghan Markle and Prince Harry from the Met Gala. And just like that, the narrative shifts again. Not just exclusion, but deliberate exclusion. A decision, not an accident. And the explanation that follows only deepens it. Control, editorial influence, a push for things to be handled differently. And in a world where Anna Wintour defines the rules, challenging that control doesn't lead to negotiation. It leads to distance. Immediate. The snub stings particularly hard for the Duchess, who actually had a shot at attending this year's costume art themed event, given that two of the co-chairs, Bianca and Venus Williams, have loose connections to her social circle. And now the pattern is impossible to ignore, because it moves into public spaces too. An event, a crowd. Meghan Markle spots Alexis Ohanian, moves forward, crosses the room, embraces him, a simple interaction that should pass unnoticed, but it doesn't. Because the space tightens around it. People can't see. The view is blocked. The frustration rises fast. Voices from the audience, a presenter stepping in, move, clear the way. And suddenly, the moment collapses. Meghan Markle grabs Prince Harry and they leave. Not escorted, not forced, but pushed by the atmosphere itself. And that might be even more telling, because sometimes it's not a person asking you to leave, it's the room. Then the shift becomes official, not subtle, not debatable. Frogmore Cottage, a home tied directly to status, to role, to belonging. And then the request comes from King Charles. Vacate, a single decision that closes a door permanently. And once that door closes, everything attached to it begins to disappear too. Overnight, a spokesperson for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle saying the couple is being kicked out of their Windsor home, telling NBC News the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have been requested to vacate their residence at Frogmore Cottage. And from there, the separation becomes visible in the most public way possible: the Buckingham Palace balcony. A tradition watched by millions, a symbol that defines who stands at the center and who doesn't. And this time, Meghan Markle is not there, not because of a mistake, not because of timing, but because the rules have changed. Only working members, no exceptions. The Queen has culled the guest list for one of the key moments of her Platinum Jubilee celebrations. Only working members of the royal family are permitted to join her on the balcony at Buckingham Palace, meaning the Duke and Duchess of Sussex and Prince Andrew have been snubbed. And even in moments of mourning, the structure holds. Queen Elizabeth's funeral, every seat calculated, every position deliberate. Meghan Markle placed in the second row, not hidden, but not central, visible, yet distanced. A placement that says everything without saying a word. However, viewers were shocked to see that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were relegated to the second row during the Queen's funeral. And then one more shift, the state reception. Leaders from around the world, invitations carefully controlled, and once again, Meghan Markle is not included. Not because of oversight, because of designation. Working roles only, a line drawn that doesn't move. In addition to being seated in the second row at Queen Elizabeth II's funeral, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were reportedly excluded from a state event held at Buckingham Palace. King Charles III hosted leaders from around the globe who had traveled to London to attend the funeral. While Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were reportedly initially invited, the palace later decided that only working royals should be in attendance.